rolls back its northern frontiers. Near Fort Greely, Alaska, men and vehicles struggle through the biting Arctic winds and snow. Their mission, to find out how we shall fight in the Arctic should the need arise. Operation Moosehorn utilizes 10,000 men and is conducted in an area where temperatures of 68 below zero have been recorded this winter. Combat teams moved forward on skis. Transport planes deliver 400 tons of supplies to forward areas, while the steady advance of ground troops toward the enemy objective proceeds. Despite the bitter weather, the advance rolls relentlessly forward. Tents must be pitched on 40 inches of snow, slight protection against a 60-mile-an-hour polar blizzard. Should war come, the defenders of the Arctic Circle have been tested to the limit for their task. Ambassador John Lodge and Spanish military leaders are on hand as American-made tanks and other military equipment arrive at Cartagena, representing America's part of the long-term treaty under which Spain extends the use of base facilities to the United States Sixth Fleet. This modern war material significantly strengthens Spain's armed forces. America fulfills its part of the bargain, tanks for bases to bar the spread of red aggression. Billy Graham comes to Japan, and a crowd of 30,000 gathers in Tokyo to see the famed American evangelist who has pursued his mission in every part of the free world. Americans form a significant part of the audience, most of which had never before seen or heard the vigorous evangelism preached by Billy Graham. Language proved no barrier between the evangelist and the capacity crowd, composed of the curious as well as the devout. For all, a unique religious occasion in Japan. The dead and dying are removed from the wreckage of the Washington to New York Flyer. Speeding at 80 miles an hour on its northbound run, the famous embassy breaks an axle and 9 cars of the train hurtle from the tracks and down an embankment. 6 die in the wreckage and 90 are injured. It is hours before some of the dead and wounded can be cut from the debris with acetylene torches. 2 investigations are launched into the tragedy as death rides the rails. Governor Goodwin Knight attends a unique celebration, Christmas in February. Determined citizens of Yuba City, not to be deprived of the year's greatest holiday, gather in their flood-ravaged city to celebrate the Yuletide. At Christmas time, their town was submerged under swirling floodwaters. A bit late, perhaps, but Santa is doing business at the old stand, and the junior set of Yuba City is enjoying the Christmas spirit despite a slight postponement. The whole nation joins in wishing courageous people who are now rebuilding their city a very Merry Christmas in February. A swanky setting on Long Island's South Shore strikes just the proper note for sportswear fashions inspired by a motion picture, the film musical The Benny Goodman Story. For the short or long of it, cashmere blends are featured in styles selected by Miss Irene Johns, fashion consultant. Her selections pop right out of the pages to provide the right number for milady here. A cotton and orlon dress with detachable collar and cuffs and plastron buttoned front. Dacron crepe, your choice of a fleur-de-lis print or the candy stripe blouse with jewel neck. Also popular is the short sleeve slipover. Ship shape's the word. Polished cotton sateen on the left, polished cotton with scroll embroidery on the right. While next we have a winsome threesome, all set for T for 3. From her woven striped ankle-length pants to the bib-yoked sleeveless blouse, she'll be envied on the green. 3-button blazer and slim skirt or sleeveless blouse with Bermuda shorts. There's a fashion touch for every fashion need. Molterer, considered one of the world's great slalom racers, runs into hard luck in the Austrian championships at Linz. Josephine Frandl, who placed 3rd in the Olympics, seems well on her way to repeat as she swoops down the lightning-fast course in the ladies' downhill, but comes a cropper a scant 10 yards from the finish line. Sepp Schiffner, one of Austria's best, displays the flawless form that is every jumper's envy. His leap, a magnificent one, is not good enough to win. Walter Habestatter again demonstrates why Austrians are amongst the finest. And here is the winner against the stiff competition of his countrymen. Ubi Bradl, 40, and the oldest man in the meet, shows the form that permitted Austria to place second in the Winter Olympics. It is a leap that comes as close to perfection as possible. His country's best. The high point of 2 weeks of motor thrills in the national stock car races is the 160-mile Circuit Championship, a 39-lap competition for unmodified stock cars. Qualifying speeds went as high as 135 miles an hour, with the big prize at stake. They don't spare the horses here. It's a supreme test of men and machines, and not all pass. A spectacular flip-over before the crowd of 32,000. The driver was lucky. Even luckier was Tim Flock, a winner by a 50-second margin. His second straight victory. Champion driver, happy family, lucky man.